Hey, so to all the IMRecruitable athletes and parents, I just want to talk about a little bit about the process of choosing a school and going on visits. I see so many athletes that discount schools and decide not to go and visit or give it a try for so many reasons, and mainly the couple reasons are they're judging the book by its cover. So they're seeing a school name or a location, or they're hearing something from some friends, whatever it may be. They're just not giving it a chance, and they're not giving themselves a chance to explore, learn about it. So it's immediate no. And I feel like people in general can be like that. It's human nature to kind of, if you don't like something, no, and you don't want to give it a try. But if you were to research it properly with an open mind, you were to actually go visit the school and talk to the coach, the players, that surprisingly, you may be interested. And in other times, it'll at least solidify that you're not interested. But taking athletes who are making decisions and getting offers, and a school may not be their first choice, but instead of exploring the schools that are their third, fourth, fifth, 10th choice, they're not. And what I see sometimes is it results in a situation where they're stuck and they're not going to the school they wanted to go to, but they're also not going to the school that they didn't want to go to as their 10th choice. They're now going to their 15th choice or their 20th choice. So this reminds me of a student I was working with, and she was pretty much sold on this one school that her and the coach had been communicating, and rightfully so. The coach had me going a little bit, telling me, yeah, if this girl and I sort of get along, everything's going to be, she comes for a visit, everything goes all right with the team, we all like each other, she's going to get a spot. So she goes to that school. She had another school and as well on her radar, but she decided not to go visit that other school. I encouraged her to do so because I said, well, if something happens with this one school where, yes, it sounds like it's a done deal, but we don't know yet. So if something happens, why don't you at least check out the other school? And that way you have it in the bag. And all you have to do is say no if everything works out. But no, she decided to just go to that one school. She goes there. She has a visit. It sounds great. She comes back and she writes me and she says, well, the visit was great. I had a great time. But the coach didn't say anything about offering me a spot. So I'm like, okay, that's kind of weird. So I told her, why don't you write the coach and ask, hey, did you guys think the visit went well? Were you happy with the visit? Were the teammates happy? Is there going to be a spot for me? And of course I did the same thing, helped her out, did a little due diligence, and found out that coach all of a sudden during her visit said that she found somebody else that she might want to take over her, some better player. So now she's not sure, and she's going to wait to make a decision. So a few weeks go by. She's supposed to have made a decision. Nothing, because she still hasn't heard from that other girl. She wants to give it a try. So now option number 2, she goes back to that school to say, hey, I think I might want to come there and visit. Well, unfortunately, option number 2 is no longer an option. So that school found another player. I mean, why should that coach wait? I mean, you didn't go for a visit. You didn't really show any more interest. So by doing so, he's like, okay, I got to go and find somebody else because you're not coming here. You don't want to come here. I have no chance of recruiting you. So even when you feel like you got one in the bag, you've got to continue to have your options open. And by not going and visiting, and by showing that coach that there's no interest, let alone even if the coach was interested, you're prolonging the process of going to commit to that school. Had you had gone in that month that you had available, you would have had 2 schools with the visits, with meeting the team, doing everything you need to do, and then it would be down to a choice. And if one of those schools, like in this case happened, they decided, well, they can't take you, then you've got the other school to go to. And it's a done deal. And that coach would have had at least offered you the spot or talked to you about it before they went to the other player. And you would have maybe had the first right of refusal. And so at the end, that's what it's all about. I mean, it baffles my mind when people make decisions like that, because it doesn't make sense. Why wouldn't you want to cross all your T's and dot all your I's? Why wouldn't you want to set yourself up for the best opportunity possible? Coaches are doing it, so why aren't athletes and parents doing that? Why aren't them and their families doing that? Coaches are bringing in tons of kids for visits, knowing that one player or more might be able to sign with them or show interest, and then they get to choose. But no, the players tend to get very comfortable, and so do their parents. And they feel like, oh, well, this coach says I want to recruit you, and if everything goes well, they're going to recruit you. But there is no obligation for them to do so. And you always have to look at the other side and think, if anything will go wrong, must go wrong, will go wrong. Like, it's going to happen at times. Hopefully not to everybody, but it's going to happen. So I just think it's so important. Like, I don't want this to happen to student athletes. I am sharing this information, this advice, because I want every student athlete to be successful. I want all of you guys to have options. But don't shoot yourself in the foot and not have any options. Go do your visits. Don't feel bad. Coaches are used to rejection. You should be used to rejection as well. This is sports. This is college sports. This is the next level. This is what happens in the business of sports. And you've got to be able to handle it. And you've got to be able to make the smart decisions the same way the college coaches are making smart decisions. They are bringing players in on visits, and then they're choosing who they want or seeing who falls off and who's available. And you should be doing the exact same thing.